Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics. Talking, mind you, not discussing apparently. That gets me into trouble. But I am going to discuss something because I saw an interesting comment on the Brexit extension video I did yesterday asking why MPs were going on holiday or going on a break when Brexit hasn't been sorted out yet. In fact, there were a number of such comments, so I would say that makes it worth talking about. So in terms of MPs and breaks, they've now left for Easter, and there will be a summer recess as well that lasts quite a long time. Now, it's worth bearing in mind that not all of these recesses are holidays as such. Just as with myself as a teacher, I went into work today. It's technically the Easter break, and there's work I do at home as well. There is work for MPs to do on these breaks. In the case of MPs, it gives them more time to spend in their constituencies. It's really important to talk to as many people as possible in their local communities, as well as meeting business leaders to ensure that they're always up to date with the needs of the local area they represent. But it's also time for them, yes, to go on holiday with their family if they wish. They are people and they are entitled to have a little quality family time. You have to bear in mind that when Parliament is sitting, they spend at least 3 days a week in London, which may be hundreds of miles away from their home and constituents. Recently, those days have also spread beyond the usual 3 and have been going on until midnight or nearly midnight at any rate. So as people, of course, they're going to get burnt out by that, the same as any of us would. And what good is an exhausted MP to anyone? That would be one way of looking at it. Of course, Brexit continues to cause problems for the people and businesses of Britain, and the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. So there is a compelling argument to curtail breaks in order to end the madness sooner rather than later. Indeed, Parliament has cut short recesses already due to this very issue. But the main thing for me is that what would MPs do during this Easter period if they made it shorter than they already have? They've already debated the situation ad nauseum. The Prime Minister is still sticking to her plan of getting Parliament to vote for her withdrawal agreement without any evidence that she will change it. OK, sure, she said that the political declaration is up for change, but it isn't really. She can't agree to a permanent customs union because many in her party won't wear it. And Labour also can't agree to whatever she might offer because the next Prime Minister could well tear it up. The political declaration is completely non-binding. Unlike the non-binding referendum that we had for Brexit, a Brexiteer Prime Minister wouldn't feel the slightest qualms about ignoring it. The Leader of the Opposition, the only other person in Parliament around whom MPs could crystallise, is failing to push for a public vote. Oh sure, he keeps remembering to talk about it now and then, but there's no push for it on his part. He simply is agreeing not to block it at the moment. He keeps talking about what he wants in the political declaration, but as I just mentioned, and Mr Corbyn himself in the House said yesterday, he can't trust the next Prime Minister to respect it, even if it was agreed by the current government. So he's about as much use as an inflatable dartboard at the moment. So what about Parliament itself? Well, there are groups who want no deal. There are groups who want a public vote. There are groups who want May's deal. And there are MPs who don't want to vote for anything because they know they can't vote for what they know is best for their constituencies because of reprisals in those same constituencies, whether legally at the ballot box or more illegal reprisals that have been threatened. But the point is that there is no majority for any way forward on the Brexit process. Party leaders are refusing to even allow free votes. So both the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition are effectively blocking different routes forward, which means that nothing has a chance of gaining a majority at the moment. Now, against this background, I would say there's no value in MPs continuing to sit in Parliament. Their time is better served spending it with their families and constituencies instead. They'll need the rest anyway. They're already knackered and it's campaign season coming up. They'll be busy drumming up support for their colleagues in the local and European elections, alongside everything else. Also, some senior MPs are still working in London. Members of the front bench of both Labour and the Conservatives are still having their pretend talks even today. While they continue, what is the value in the backbenchers of those parties saying the same things to each other? They'll be holding out some vain hope that their leaders do what they're paid to do and actually find a way forward. Yesterday just gave a taste of what another week in Parliament would have meant. MPs on all sides were saying what needs to be done to move forwards. And the Prime Minister 100% of the time was telling them that they're wrong and that the way forward was to vote for her deal. That was it. So I personally don't object to the break. If there was something to do, then of course they should cancel it, you know, but there isn't, at least there isn't anything to do in Parliament. Plenty to do elsewhere. You know, this whole Brexit process hasn't helped with the bridges between politicians and their local communities, and that won't be helped by having them shout at each other in London. And as annoying as this is for both Remainers and Leavers, the game of chicken which began as soon as Theresa May refused to accept that her withdrawal agreement was dead after its historic first defeat is set to continue. I honestly don't know what the resolution eventually will be or what will cause that resolution. But one thing that will definitely not move us there is the Commons sitting next week. So for my money, I understand people saying, well, why are they going off when we've still got this problem? But at the same time, nothing would be served by them not. That's my view anyway. Let me know what yours are below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe for further content, click the bell notification as well. Until next time, I'll see you later.